and then next week is spring break, everybody. What did you miss? When were you gone?
I was gone on Monday.
Monday and Tuesday? So we're doing a lab report, looking at some data. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, everybody, you guys need to get your data sheet out. You guys online will be looking at this data sheet. It is in today's folder, okay? The data sheet that looked at the freshwater mussel field sample from the Wolf River. Zach, I will get you a copy right here, bud. Here you go.
I left the one student at home today.
You left a lot of things at home, including this? Okay, come get one of these then. Come get one of these then. Zach, come get one of these then. Let's go. Okay, you need to get this out. Yesterday, your task was to complete some of it online. However, I know how that goes on Wednesdays, and sometimes people don't necessarily accomplish what they set out to accomplish or are supposed to accomplish, and that happens. Okay, especially the week before spring break. But I'm going to go through our GPS before we get going. So let's take a look. I didn't put it in Thursday. Had some things going on yesterday. My daughter was not feeling so hot. So, all right, let's look at our GPS from Tuesday. Yeah, all of these learning targets are some things that we're going to hit. We are not completing an assessment about cephalopods. We did that on Tuesday, so you'll have to take that. Let me write that down. That's octopus and squid.
Number one was 375, right?
Yes. How did you remember that, but not remember to bring your sheet, bud? All right. So what we are going to do is conduct an investigation of a data set from freshwater mussels in the Wolf River. Yes, Parker.
Oh, I had something to say.
Okay, that's why you raised your hand, and that's why I called.
Oh yeah, is it me or is anybody else just finding out Mr. Dayton has a daughter?
Oh no, I don't know. Maybe some of you knew. Yeah. So she's better today though. But yeah. Okay, so we can practice planning investigations, analyzing data. That's going to be a large part of it. Using mathematics to make explanations, make predictions, engage in argument. All you're doing is looking at numbers, and you should be able to make some predictions based upon it, okay? Then let's go into today's folder. Please let me know, online students, if you are not there. Otherwise, I'm assuming that you are able to get there. So we're in Thursday, March 4th. By the way, March 4th, that's a complete sentence. March 4th. Get it? No, it's a command. It's a command. March 4th. No? No one's getting it? March 4th? You're not getting it? No one's getting this. Anyone online getting this? March 4th. 4th. F-O-R-T.
I get it.
Hey, Cooper gets it. Like 4th? March 4th. Look at that.
Is
See?
it a joke?
Not really, but it's like the only.
Like I understand it.
Do you?
I do understand.
This is the only day out of the year that's giving me a command.
Well, May the 4th
March
be with you.
Yeah, but you had to add all of those things. It's May 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. But
And also with you.
March 4th is literally, hey, hello, Mrs. Colbert. Yeah.
Hi, looking good.
Hey, thank you. But March 4th literally tells you March 4th. No, no one's
Yeah,
grasping
I
this. Like
get
it's
it.
only okay. All right, never mind. What was I gonna
Hey,
say?
Mr. Dayton, why don't scientists trust atoms?
Because they make up everything.
Thank you.
I read that on a T-shirt too.
And I read it, and you read that on
Aiden,
a
what's
t-shirt?
up?
I'm just wondering, how old are you?
Old enough. Older than you.
Oh,
Because I'm thinking you're maybe 45.
30.
We'll discuss it at a later time. All right, never mind. Here we go. We're moving into Thursday, March 4th. You should be down at your Wolf. The people online are like, wow, this is fun. Your Wolf River Mussel Lab report. Okay, here's your field sample. You guys need to download it and click on it and look at it. There's also graph paper. I explained this on Tuesday, but if you would like to print it, you can. If you would like to not print it and you would like to make graphs using Google Sheets, you may do that, okay? But you must have this data sheet up, okay? And we will be making graphs today, all right? You also should be opening your copy of the Wolf River Mussel lab report. So the way that you can open this and keep it on a different tab is to use the command key or the control key and click it. So I clicked it using the control key and another tab popped out, and this tab doesn't go away. So now I can toggle between my tabs here. I have my lab report, okay? You guys are gonna need your Chromebooks open to this page too, so get this up, okay? And as we talked about on Tuesday, you're going to need to come up with your own problem. This is your question that you need to answer by looking at the data. Your hypothesis, this is your prediction for answering your question that you came up with. Your experiment, okay? This is comprised of 2 sections, materials and methods, M&M. All right, materials, list all the materials that we used. Methods, what were the steps taken to get the results? Observations, you are not going to be doing much typing for this. You're going to be doing graph making. So for observations, you need 3 things. The lab sheet, which is this, okay? And 2 graphs that you make, okay? 2 graphs that you make. Then your conclusion, this needs to be at least 2 paragraphs that are at least 4 sentences. Paragraph 1, summary of results, what happened, and agree or disagree with the hypothesis. Okay, then the second paragraph is self-critique. Who knows what that means? Because we need to review that. Self-critique. Go ahead, Parker.
It means like you're kind of reviewing how you did on it. Like
Yeah.
I did this, but I could have done it better.
Definitely. And what happens here in self-critique is a lot of 7th graders, 6th graders, 8th graders struggle with this because they don't want to admit that, or they think that they screwed up. That's not what it's about. It's, hey, well, I did this, and this might have affected how I collected the data, or what might have affected the results. Do you have your Chromebook?
No.
Oh, no. How come? Okay, I'll grab it. I'll grab one for you. Actually, you're probably going to need a loaner for the rest of your classes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go down to the
Library.
Yep. So what was I talking about? I was talking about, self-critique. It's okay to make a prediction and have it be wrong. It's okay to not have a perfect experiment. Okay? You need to put that in there so that we, as the people who read your lab report, understand what may have gone wrong or what could have gone better and why that might have affected your results. Make sense? Okay, so this is one that's very important. And if you think you did something perfectly, you think you did your lab report absolutely perfectly, couldn't have gone any better, well, then what do you include in your self-critique? There, you can include something about how you might extend on it in the future. To conduct further research, I would do this. Okay, so either you're making self-critique about what you could have done better, or if you did absolutely perfect, you are doing self-critique and saying, in the future, I could do this, or maybe I will do this. I'll carry on this investigation. Because you'll find, once you dig into these things, you become more interested in them. And that's kind of the purpose. All right? So everybody should have this up. Problem you haven't come up with yet. Hypothesis you haven't come up with yet. What we're going to do is fill out this totals by column thing. All right? And I'm going to quickly try to open that via Cami. All right. So all right. Making it out of 3 points. You all have it in front of you here. If you have it printed off, you won't need this. Okay. Online people, I'm telling you to fill out each column using Cami, and we'll do it together today. Okay, here we go. That's all right. Here's the one that I want. Yada, yada, yada. It's not really due. My learning objectives for this are 1, 5, 8. Great. Okay, so in here. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to show you guys some lab reports from last year because some people were still confused about what actually they wanted or what a good one looked like. So I'm going to show you some good ones from last year. Okay, let's see.
Is this supposed to be on Google Docs?
Yes, you must. Your final draft, if you want to say, will be on Google Docs. Okay, so this is Kiana Jorgensen from last year. And her problem was, what is the gender, age, dominant, and found the least different species in the freshwater mussel? Remember, she should have included this as a question mark, but that's a pretty deep question, right? Pretty nice one. You shouldn't copy it, but something to think about on that type of level. She said, I hypothesize that there will be more male than females are unknown. 16 to 28, more 16 to 20 age group than any other. The spike being the most dominant, and the creeper squawfoot as found the least among the mussels. Okay. Here, she's in her experiment. Here were her materials: pencil, markers, graph paper, sheet with mussels. All right, method: get supplies, pencil, markers, graph paper, and sheet with mussels. Go over the data. Nice, all the way through 1 through 7. Nice step by step about what she did. Okay. Then for O, all she had to do was write C graphs, and she made 2 graphs. She drew those out using pencil and paper. Okay, now your graphs need to be able to tell something, right? I need to be able to discern some information or understand what you're trying to show me. So labels need to be there. Okay, you need to have proper scales. Okay. Your writing needs to be legible. I need to be able to tell the different bars from each other, or lines or dots or whatever you so choose. Okay. Now, here's her conclusion. She had 3 paragraphs. Really nice job. Okay. She talked about whether or not her hypothesis agreed. She talked about a summary of her results, what actually happened, what she found, and she did self-critique. Okay. So this is an example of a pretty good one. All right, let me take a look at some other ones. Who else had a good one? Not, that one's okay. Nah, that one's not the greatest. I had one yesterday. I'm sorry that I. Oh yeah. I had one. All right, so here was AJ Nimmer from last year. How did the stats of age, gender, and amount of mussels captured compare? If I create a few graphs to view the data, I will have better understanding of how the statistics compare. Cool. Look at materials and procedure, and materials and methods. Cool. Observation, see the graphs on the graph paper. He made it. All right, here's an example of a good one. Nice problem, hypothesis, experiment, observation, and conclusion. Who else did I have from last year? I had, oh, here was a person who used Google Sheets to make graphs, and I will walk you through how to do that today if you so choose. All right, here were his graphs. Now, obviously, it spits it out nice and neat on Google Sheets when you enter data. However, his graphs could have been better. He doesn't have any titles, so I don't really know what he's talking about. Obviously, I know, but if anybody were to walk up to his graph, I don't really know what we're looking at here. It needs to say like freshwater mussels found in the Wolf River by this certain group, okay? So here's some examples of some good Wolf River mussel lab reports, okay? For now, let's go into the data sheet for Wolf River mussel. Okay, we filled part of this out on Tuesday. I'm gonna open this with Cami. All right. In the first column, you guys should be writing this down using your pencil. Okay, I'm trusting that with your Chromebooks open, you're on things that you should be on. So
Yeah.
hopefully, okay. Total by column. This first column was 375 total mussels were found. Right, 375 total mussels were found. That's male, female, unknown sex, all ages, everything. The totals was 375. That would mean that is 100% of, the data. So that's the percentage. All percentages are going to be the number you find divided by 375. Okay? So now we're looking at the next column. The next column tells me numbers of what, Zach? Zach Vaughn. Next column tells me what? No male. That means number of male. Thank you. So we're in the number of male, and we need to add all of these up. Okay? We need to add all of these up to find out how many were male. Okay? Did you do that, Ryan? Awesome. Go ahead. What is it?
I got 162.
Okay. Well, I got 161. So let's try this together, shall we?
I feel like I know where I went though. It's 8 plus 5 that I always mess up on.
Oh,
I
really?
always think it's like 12 and not 13.
All right. So somebody read me the numbers. 3 plus, what's next? 17 plus 5
Oh, we're supposed to add the first.
plus,
It's I got 148. That means
Plus
161.
Plus 21.
I got 148.
Plus 4.
thank you.
Plus 9. Plus 4.
Thank you.
Plus 14. Plus 12. Plus 2. Plus 8. Plus 2. Plus 1. Plus 1. Plus 3. Plus 5. Plus 1. Plus 2. Plus 14. Plus 1.
And that is 161. So there are 161 males found. That's going to go right here. 161. Thank you, Ryan, for your help there. Thank you, Zach, for helping me. So now I need to find that percentage. I need to do 161. Actually, anybody in here know how to find percentage? That's what we're going to go with. Anybody? Bueller? Uh-oh. All right. So we're going to have a chat with your math teachers. Just kidding. This is a skill. 161 out of 375 are males. So, oh, I don't like that. Anyone ever found proportions before? 161 out of 375. Okay. What are percentages always out of?
100.
Okay, 100, right? So I want to find the percentage that 161 is out of 375. So I need to find x over 100. You know what I go from here?
Can you multiply 161 and divide 375?
Yes. So you can do what we call cross multiply and divide. Okay? Now, why is this somewhat easy? Because if I do 161 times 100, what do I do to that number? 161 just becomes 161, add 2 zeros, right? Yes? Anytime I multiply a number by 100, I just shift the decimal place twice. Okay? So now I do 16,100 divided by 375, and I should end up with my percentage. Anyone want to do this for me? 16,100 divided by 375? Go ahead, Zach. Did you do it? Anybody have a calculator?
Yeah, I have a calculator right now.
What is it?
It's 42.9333.
All right, 42.93. Repeating. So we're just going to say, we're going to round that up to 43. Okay, 43% of the mussels found were male. Now, what's another way you can do this? Define percentage. You could just do this. 161 divided by 375, and then multiply that by 100. Somebody do that. Do 161 divided by 375. Yeah?
I thought there was a different method where you can multiply something by 5 and then.
Wait, what do you want us to do?
Multiply something by 5. I did not know.
Got it.
No? Multiply by 100.
42.9333.
It's the same thing, just in a different order, right? Okay, there you go. That's a way that you can find it. All right, so long story short, that's how you find percentages. You can either cross multiply and divide, or do the number you're trying to find over the number total and multiply by 100. So now I need to find, oh, this computer, I tell you. So that is 43%. All right, next we're gonna go to females. Ready? We're gonna add those up. Anybody do that already? The females?
I got 150.
I did not get that.
What did you get?
Let's find out together what it is. Anybody online get the number of females? No? Okay. So someone's gonna have to read me the numbers again.
Hold on.
Hold on. Go ahead.
2
Yeah.
plus 13
Yep.
plus 16
Yep.
plus 7 plus
Yep.
5
Yep.
plus 5 plus 7 plus 5 plus 15 plus 5 plus 6 plus 2 plus 15 plus 16 plus 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 11 plus 2.
Oh boy. Maybe I'm wrong.
I got 156.
I got 150.
Parker, you forgot to carry the plus 2.
All right, we're gonna have to do this again. I thought I had this right. All right.
I'm right.
Imagine thinking of that.
I did not have half the eyesight because of
I
Imagine
got
wearing glasses.
156.
I didn't get that at all. 2
the
plus
calculated the results.
2 plus 13 plus 16 plus 7
Why did you
plus 5. 5 plus 7. 5. 16 plus 5 plus 6. 15 plus 16 plus 3. All right, it is 158, everybody. 158. So then we need to find that.
For
158 divided by 375.
Got it.
And I'll do it here too. 158 divided by 375
We wrote it.
equals this times 100. I'd say that's about 42%, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Okay, 42%.
Can I just tell you the next number?
What?
I already did the next number.
Did you? Good, you should have had this yesterday. 42%. All right, then you might be asking, well, why don't the male and the female add up to 100%? Yeah, Aiden.
Because of all the unknown,
Yeah, unknown sex. There's an unknown. Some of them where it's like, hey, I don't know what it is. You weren't able to tell when they gathered them. So we're gonna go through the unknowns. All right, this one should be easier, much fewer. 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 2 is 11, plus 5 is 16, plus 6 is 22, plus 19 is 41, plus 5 is 46, plus 1 is 47, plus 1 is 48, plus 3 is 51, plus 1 is 52, plus 2 is 54, plus 1 is 55, plus 1 is 55. 56?
Yeah.
You just meant 55 and 55 again.
Oh, 56. Thank you. What would I do without you guys? I'd be having my math wrong, that's for sure. 56. Now we gotta do 56 divided by 375, right?
And then like multiply by 100.
Multiply by 100. 100. At 14.9, we're rounding that up to what? 15. Now look at our percentages are 43, 42, and 15. What's 43 plus 42?
85.
85. What's 85 plus 15?
100.
100. So we're all good there. These should add up to 375. 161 plus 158 plus 56. If they didn't, well, we know we added correctly. Then someone must have entered the data incorrectly. 1 plus 56.
Next one is 8.
370. How is that 370? Where are we missing 5?
I got 375.
Did you?
Yeah.
161 plus, oh, that's fine. 161.
Plus 158. Plus 56.
Wow. I better have another drink of coffee. You guys are keeping me on my toes. Thank you. All right. So hey, the math is good, everybody, right? This was, these 3 columns were male, female, and unknown sex. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to say these all needed to add up to 100. Now we're going to do the age classes. Okay? The age classes. All right? So the number in each age class, 1 through 3. Somebody want to quickly give me the numbers there?
3, 12.
Yep.
The next one's just 8. And
3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 is 8. Awesome. Thank you. There are only 8 that were found that are, between ages 1 and 4 years old. Now we got to do 8 divided by 375, everybody. 8 divided by 375. Oops. Clear everything. Clear everything. 8 divided by 375
0.021.
times 100. 2.1333%. So only 2% of all mussels found were between ages 1 and 4. All right, the next one is, let's see. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 2 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 7 is 16, plus 1 is 17, plus 5 is 22, plus 4 is 26, plus 1 is 27, plus 1 is 28, plus 2 is 30, plus 1 is 31, plus 2 is 33, plus 1 is 34. Anybody else get something different than that? 'Cause I'm-
32.
Did you? I would check again because I'm pretty confident in 34. I've been wrong though many times.
Mr. Dayton, aren't you as well a math teacher?
Yes. That doesn't mean that I.
30.
It's 34.
Is it 34?
Yeah.
34 divided by 375
It is.
times 100. 9.066666%. That's going to be 9%. We're rounding here. We don't need to go to the 10th or the 100th or what have you. Okay, next one. Let's have somebody read this because it's starting to get a little bit more.
4.
Give me the numbers.
I mean,
No, it's the 7 to 9 age group. Remember, you have to be reading that top one too, Zach. So 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 7 plus 6 plus 8 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0. I'm not going to do it. Plus 6 plus 10 plus 0 plus 7 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 13. And 2 zeros at the end. I got 80.
85.
Yeah, same.
Why do I get 85?
Anybody else get something different? 80. All right, 80. Then that divided by 375 equals that times 100.
21.
21 and a third. So that's 80 here. Then, 21 and a third, 21% is what we're saying. 21. No, that joke isn't a joke anymore? Okay. But Poggers is.
Wait, I remember what 21 used to be a name.
What's 9 plus 10? 21?
80 divided by 375 times 100 is 21.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
remember we used to always try putting the little black marks on the board.
That?
Yes. Okay. All right. Next, we need the ages 10 through 15. All right. Everybody with me here? I have 2 plus 11 plus 5 plus 2 plus 5 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2 plus 12 plus 3 plus 6 plus 4 plus 13 plus 10 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 12 plus 1. Yeah, 117.
And
same.
All right, 117 it is. 117 divided by, oops, not sure, divided by 1. Divided by 375 times 100, or you can just shift the decimal place, 31.2. That's going to be 31%.
19 no,
That.
And yes.
All right, that was 117.
I'll do it after class.
Aiden got 79 for the next one. Do I dare trust him?
And then 57.
Okay, that's what I have from last year's data. All right, good. So the next two are 79 and 57. Online students, you can say thank you, Aiden Stone, for figuring that out.
Yes.
I'm going to try to make that larger.
It is too.
All right.
Something after class and one is to program. Mr. Dayton,
What, dude?
your computer has a virus.
No.
Can I go on?
79 out of 375 is what? 79
Maybe the
divided
last
by
4 digits on your credit card. I fix it for
21%.
21%.
20.
Again, we're at 21%. And then 57 divided by 375.
What did I do? Did you really?
115.2.
15%. Okay. All right, now all of these should add up to 100, and all of these should add up to 375, assuming we did our math correctly. 2 plus 9 is 11, plus 21 is 32, plus 31 is 63, plus 21 is 86, plus 15 is 101%. So because of rounding, we end up with a little bit more than 100. Make sense? Should.
Yeah.
And then we'll do 8.
Mr. Dayton,
Yes.
I got a really severe question.
Severe?
Yeah, are we able to eat in class?
Sure.
You go again.
Not. Okay, and they do add up to 375. Okay, so there you have it. There are your totals. Okay, you should have that filled out.
Okay.
Now,
For the middle of the pistol grip?
yeah, man, there's some crazy names.
Bro, that's like a gangster clan.
Bro, shut up. Just like whatever it's called, sir. Yeah. Oh, where's my paper?
Okay, so now what you need to do is come up with a problem. Now, this is where students have struggled.
Especially.
A question that we might be able to answer. Okay, now you need to compare. And online students, I'm walking. Well, here, I'll put myself on the screen. I'm walking here, he says. All right, so what you need to do is pick a species. Okay, pick a species that you want to study. Or maybe it's a group of species. Maybe you notice a couple of them that are pretty low, or a lot of them are or some of them that there are a lot of the species. Okay, pick a species and ask a question. So, for example, why, or what is causing, or how come out of the species captured, there were 0 creeper squawfoot caught? Okay? And then you would have to come up with a hypothesis and make a prediction. Now, how can you make a prediction based on just this data set? Yeah.
You can predict that they probably aren't from that area.
Sure, maybe that's it. Maybe they don't reside well in rivers, or maybe they don't like living in rivers, or they struggle to reproduce there. Yeah.
Or they just don't find like a habitat, something that's like natural to them.
Sure, there you go. That's a prediction. Or take a look at another species. What's one that's very prevalent, meaning there's a lot of them?
A mucket?
Spike.
Zebra mussels, but the spike, there were 55 out of the 375. Perhaps the spike are more dominant, and they're taking over some of the habitat
They're
of
invasive
other ones.
species.
What's that?
They're an invasive species.
I don't think so, but You see what I'm getting at here? You have to make a problem and a hypothesis. All right? Now, once you have made your problem, made your prediction, and made your graphs, then you get to do research. Okay? Then you get to do research about these certain species. So what I'm handing you is, well, I'm going to do this right here. Online students, you have graph paper, or I'm going to show you in a quick second how to do Google Sheets. Okay? You, gentlemen, have that graph paper there. Or there's graph paper here. You can choose to use that or use some of this stuff. There's a bunch of it. Looks like this. Looks like this. Okay? Whatever you choose, if you choose a notebook, you must give the notebook back to me. But you could rip out pages. Okay? So you guys need to make a graph. I will leave you to that. You need to make 2 graphs comparing the species that you're choosing, okay, to other species, to males and females, to the unknown sex, all right? You need to, it's kind of open-ended, okay? And I got some questions yesterday about what to do. We left it, as science teachers, we left it kind of open-ended because we want you to think deeply about what should I do? What graph will best predict? What graph will best show the point that I'm trying to make? Does that make sense? Okay. So I am going to show the people online and you guys how you can make. So if I open up a Google Sheet, all of you should have this accessibility on your Chromebooks. Yes? Okay. All right. So here's what I did. First, I started by making a graph of all the species. Look at this. All species. All I had to do. So if you're wondering how to do this, you need to pay attention too. All I had to do was type all species. Go through and type every species here. I did this before you guys got here this morning. Then line it up with the number of that species. So I did snuffbox, 5. Creeper squawfoot, 0. Mucket, 37. Plain pocketbook, 26. Yada, yada, yada. All the way down the line. Okay? Now, in order to make my graph, here's what I do. I highlight it. Highlight all of those cells. And I go insert. And I go to chart. And, ooh, look what it wants to give me. Pie chart right away. That looks pretty yummy, pretty colorful, right? Okay, but I don't like that as much. Okay, here's a column chart. Here is a column chart, a bar chart. Here is a line graph. All right, there are things that you can toy with. Some of them make much more sense than others, okay? Okay, some of them make more sense to use in this case. Don't use a graph that doesn't make any sense. Now, once I've made my graph, I would give it a title and toy around with the axes, right? This is the axis, the y-axis of a graph, and this is the x-axis. Are you guys aware of this? You guys took 6th grade math, right? Okay, so I would say species of freshwater mussel found in Wolf River. That could be my title. All right. And I can fool around with, why is this here? I don't want that. What happened? Did it go away? That's annoying. Okay.
Press the little back, the undo button on the top.
Yeah. All right, now I want to edit this. chart title, chart subtitle, horizontal axis title. All right, so then it opens up all of these things, okay? And I can toy around with this. I can make sure that this is centered. I want this centered. Maybe I want it bold. I don't really, that stuff doesn't really matter as much as like, how about we look at the axes? The vertical axes. Label. I don't really care about the size of the font. Chart and axis title. Vertical axis or the y-axis. Let's go. Minimum value. It's already given, but I want to 0 to 60. Scale factor. We're going to go default. We're going to go number format. Yeah, we're not doing anything. Show it. We're going to work on it tomorrow. Well, yeah, so we'll work on it tomorrow, everybody. This grid line and ticks. This is what I want. I want to show my minor count. That's now I added more lines, right? I could go by 2s if I wanted. Now let's go by 5. Or there's 5. Let's go.
It's 8:47.
Is it? Oh my goodness. Holy cow. I got so caught up in it. All right. So we are working on this all day tomorrow. I know I told you I would work on it today, but I showed you how we can accomplish some of that. All right. You guys are good to go. I'll see you tomorrow. Online students, if you have some time to work on it today, that's great. But thank you for sticking with me. Everybody have a great day.
So are we gonna have to